We are going to bring in now former Supreme Allied Commander of U.S. forces and NATO forces in Europe, General Philip Breedlove. General, it is good to see you. Thank you. I wrote this down because I thought I want to get the military perspective first rather than the political one. Jake Sullivan, National Security Advisor, a couple of weeks ago warned, and I'm quoting now, of severe consequences if Iran killed Americans. Take the U.S. out of this. You're briefing the president and giving his team options. What does the Iranian regime view right now? What would they view as severe consequences?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me back on your show. And Iran right now fully believes that we are going to strike back at their proxies. And I think they are hopeful and worried that maybe this was the time that tripped over the edge and would require a strike back at them. This is the calculus in their head right now. What they've seen in Ukraine and what they've seen in this conflict so far is what you played earlier, that we're not seeking to make this conflict bigger. And so we limit our reactions in a way to not do that. I think that we need to flip this whole calculus. We are reacting. Sometimes we use the word retaliating. We need to get off of that line of logic, and we need to get back on the offensive here, and we need to establish deterrence again through action.
General, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on is you've worked with this team before. You worked with Blinken and Sullivan when they were there in the Obama administration. You were the Supreme Allied Commander in Europe. I understand this idea of wanting to have a deal with the Iranians and not have to go force on force with them. You look at where the U.S. forces are in the Middle East. Here's Iran, obviously. There's enormous places that Iran can hit America. But at some point, you got to see people as they are, not as you want them to be. And I'm wondering, from your dealings with Blinken and Sullivan, where this sort of religious fervor comes from that Iran can be dealt with, and if only, to your point, we don't retaliate so much, we hold our fire, then Iran will somehow behave.
Well, first we have to remember here, and I don't think there's any confusion. Even the president pointed it out the other day. All roads start in Iran, and all roads go back to Iran. And so if we're going to change the dynamic, if we're going to retake the initiative, if we're going to establish deterrence again, we're going to have to deal with something that Iran holds dear. And so the calculus there is not good for those who seek, and as you pointed out, their number one desire is not to broaden this conflict. That's how we got behind and started shooting behind the target in Ukraine. We told Russia that we didn't want a wider conflict and we didn't want nukes. We told them both of those before the war started. And so they played it back to us. And now I believe Iran, North Korea, and China have been watching. And we are in need of reestablishing leadership, reestablishing deterrence, and retaking the initiative in this effort.
For whatever his faults were, Donald Trump seemed to have instilled deterrence around the world. Some might say just because people were so worried about what he would do because he just was that crazy. I think about Iran's, where the roads lead from, Lebanon, Hezbollah, Gaza, obviously the Houthis down in Yemen, Kataib Hezbollah, which is in Iraq, which is most likely the ones responsible for this attack, all come back to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard. It was this guy's predecessor, Qasem Soleimani, that President Trump killed. Is that the kind of retaliatory strike against Iran that would set the Iranians back and would suddenly make them realize that the calculus in Washington has changed?
Leland, I wouldn't want to get out there and judge that one way or the other. Here is what I believe will happen. I believe that the CENTCOM commander and the Secretary of Defense will give the president sovereign options that go from distinct impact on Iran all the way down to some of the things that we have been doing in the desert so far, striking some of these small logistics spaces and others. So the president will be presented with an entire range. It really boils down to what is the president's policy? Well, how is he going to reestablish the initiative in this conflict rather than allowing Iran to run this conflict and we continue to react?
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.